What's going on, everyone? It's Jeremy with JMed's Brick Clicks. I made a little micro scale train, and it's actually on a track. I'm going to zoom back here so you can see the landscape on it. I just wanted to show you the train close up to start with. It does move a little bit. So we're going to zoom back so you can see all this. I'm going to show you a little bit on how it's built, and hope you enjoy it. As you can see, we got a waterfall. We got mountains, we got trees and plants, we got a beach, and a few other little features. So let me show you how this is built. So I've got these two little sides here. They're just little side panels. They stick right on the side, really just to fill in the holes, because I left these open for a reason. When I turn this, you can see the gears down there. I'm going to move the tripod back a little bit. So there's our gears. So we're on the chain, and we'll bring the train through. And yeah, I ran out of the pieces. I've got them in. I actually bought some more little chain pieces in black, but now I've built the whole thing in, so now I'd have to take the whole mountain apart to get those off. So it is what it is. When I cover it up, you can't tell, so I'm good with it. Now I built this little, it's honestly just a little cheap tower. Looks like a little tower. Put a little dish on it, and that's kind of my little hidden thing on how to turn the train. You see the train goes around, go all the way around to the other side, and I'll show you the other side in just a second. But yeah, that's really how that works. Try to use all different colors. So we have the old gray, the old dark gray, the new dark bluish gray, and the light bluish gray. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. Go around the back. I did do a complete back to it. Probably didn't need to. I left that open in case I wanted to build something back here. So if I wanted to build a bigger pond or kind of reservoir for the water that's going to go down this waterfall, I've got that option. So that's why I did a complete back to it. You can see my trees, the candlestick pieces, and the upside down, I call them flower holders, which, whatever. The other piece, the only other piece that you need is that little piece. And it works out well. You can stick it wherever, it doesn't matter. So we've got our little pond up here. I'll go around to the other side. Same thing here. If I need to turn it, I can. I'll show you the piece. If you have the Haunted House drop ride set, that's the piece that you need. I know there's one that comes in there. Actually, you get two, because you get one that comes with this, and the other one is an extra piece. So that's the piece that you need. I'll show you that in just a little bit. There's my train. Go around the front using the tiles. Dark tan tile for the water that's wet, dark tan plates for the porous sand that's been wet but starting to dry out, and then just regular tan for our dry sand. You can use slopes, whatever. That's the best way I figured out how to do it. Our little waterfall here. Let me bring that back down so you can see that. We've got our pond going through. I think those are Harry Potter wands on the top to get this little bridge and connector the way that I've got it. A little bit of a valley going down into the water. Let's bring our train around, going across the little makeshift bridge. Tried to add the dark green, or the regular green, and the bright green just to get a little bit more green foliage in there. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Honestly, I don't know how many pieces. There's over 1,000 pieces. I can tell you that. There's so many little pieces here. Using the 1x1 rounds back here for the waterfall. Inside the guts, yeah, you can see there's a lot of yellow and orange, a lot of ugly colors in there that are just used because I'm not going to use them on anything else. So why not use them for that? Our antenna here, Yeah, that's really the best way I could think to hide it. I thought about doing a windmill, but then I figured, well, I have to be able to turn the thing, and I didn't want to make it way too big to where it wasn't going to try to be just an overage or an ungodly sight kind of scale that wouldn't match the train. So that's why I stuck with just something like this and simple. I didn't want to have that take away from the train itself. I could have done this longer. I actually thought about doing it like 3. This is 1 base plate. I'd actually thought about doing 3. And honestly, the only reason I didn't was not for the parts. I actually have the parts. It was just for the storage of it because I didn't know where I was going to put it once I finished it. Granted, it doesn't take up a lot of space from a height standpoint. But when you're talking about 3 base plates, which I think a base plate is 10 inches, so you're talking 30 inches, so just short of 3 feet. Yeah, my shelving, I think it's 26, 28, somewhere in there. So it's going to be too long for the shelving, so I'd have to just kind of stick it somewhere. I do plan on taking this to display it at some future Lego, probably the convention that they have in St. Louis, maybe next year or in future years at some point. Just because I like the way it turned out. It's a very simple design, but let me grab this one piece so you see how I've connected the train, which here's our train. We use the roller skates for the bottom for the wheels, and you can make any train you want. You can make it any color you want. We got a tender behind it, and then just some random cars, and then I use the 1x1 or the 1x2 round, and that just try to make a caboose idea. And then we've just got our passenger car, and yeah, it doesn't exactly go flat just because some of the pieces aren't made to be that close, but it does work. I've turned this thing so many times testing it, trying to make sure it didn't get stuck. You would just not believe the amount of testing on this thing. So let me grab this one piece and show you what I'm using. All right, to the best of my knowledge, this piece only comes in one set, and it's the Haunted House Drop Ride. So try to get it to where you can see it. So it's just got this bar on it, and yeah, I think they were, when I bought a couple of them on Bricklink, they were like just over $1 a piece. I had one already, and I forgot about it, so I bought 4 more. But yeah, they're not super cheap pieces, but they are a very handy piece. So I just have it like this, use a 1x1 cylinder to stick on the top, which I think you can see, yeah, right there. And then let me bring it over here, that way you can see it even better. There you go. So this piece here is right like that, a 1x1 cylinder, and then a 1x1 stud on the top, just to get mine. And you don't need the extra 1x1 on the top. That's how mine is, just so when I made it, I made my landscape just a little bit higher, so that's why I used the extra 1x1. But yeah, that's what you need to make this work, is this piece here. So check out the Haunted House Drop Ride. I'll show you a picture of it. It's in my Lego City. And yeah, when I say the Haunted House Drop Ride, it's this one right here. The Haunted House. I did all the landscaping myself, but that's the set that you have to have if you want to get one of those. Or you can just probably find them on Bricklink for sure. Maybe eBay if you know the part number. I don't know it offhand, but hopefully this helps you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.